Hi, my name's Aaliyah. Welcome to my channel. And today, on June 1st, I'm starting 75 Booked. And I'm also starting my first ever reading vlog. So the first thing you might be wondering is, what is 75 Booked? And it's essentially a bookish version of 75 Hard. So 75 Hard is like an exercise and lifestyle challenge where you have to follow like all these rules for 75 days straight. And if you miss a day for any of these, you have to start over from day one. So the original rules for 75 Hard were that you had to complete two 45-minute workout sessions per day, with one of those workout sessions being outside. The second rule was that you had to drink a gallon of water every day. Third, you have to follow a structured diet with no cheat meals or alcohol. Fourth was that you had to read 10 pages of nonfiction self-development or like an educational book every day. And then the last requirement was that you had to take a progress photo every day. And this challenge has been adapted in multiple ways. One of the main ones being what people call 75 Soft, which is basically the same challenge, except you take the rules and adapt them to make them a little bit easier. So some people would do like one 45-minute workout session per day instead of two. Or they might follow a diet, but their diet would be allowed to have like one cheat meal per week. But 75 Booked is essentially taking the 75-day challenge style and applying it to your reading. Some people adapt the rules very directly and do like two 45-minute reading sessions per day. And for like the water portion, I've seen people do where they have to finish like either their cup or their bottle of water during their reading session. But for me, I'm going to adapt these rules to make them a little bit easier. And that's mainly just because I believe in SMART goals. SMART goals are specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. And for me, two 45-minute sessions of reading per day just aren't super realistic, especially because throughout this year, I've only read 2 books so far, and my goal overall is just to read more books, period. So the like two 45-minute sessions is kind of a lot for me. I just want to increase the amount I'm reading, so I think that 30 minutes is a little bit more attainable. And then also the fact that I'm vlogging and I've never vlogged before, I feel like that's adding another layer to the challenge, so I really don't want to make it too difficult for myself. So I also think that doing this challenge will help me get through my summer TBR, which I made a video going over all the books on my list for this summer, which I will link in the description and also in the card if I can figure out how to do that. So if you want to know like what books I'm interested in reading, you should go check out that video. But to start off my vlog, I really want to start with Heartstopper by Alice Oseman, and I honestly think that this is perfect to start off the vlog because today is June 1st, which is the first day of Pride Month, so I think it'd be fun to give these a reread and then also be preparing for the 6th volume's release and then also the Heartstopper movie that will be wrapping up the TV show on Netflix. Today is day 2, and I actually read for more than 30 minutes yesterday, and that was because while I was trying to set up to film, my SD card was running out of storage, so I had to like export a bunch of stuff, and that took like 15 minutes to export everything onto my computer. And I was reading for like about half of that time. So let's say like 7 minutes added to the 30 that I already had planned. And in that time, I was able to finish volume 1 of Heartstopper in its entirety. And I don't know why, but I'm always surprised every time I'm able to read this book in one sitting. But the story is just very like fast paced, and also it is a graphic novel, so it just doesn't take as much time to read. But I feel like it's always a really good book to like pick up if I'm in a reading slump, because I'm able to get through it so quickly, and then I have the other volumes after that like keep me reading for longer. So I finished all of this, which was 236 pages. And then I started the second volume and read about 80 pages of this so far. And I'm hoping that I will be able to finish it today in my 30 minutes. And then I have volume 3 pulled out next to me so that if I do finish volume 2 and still have time left over, I have this ready to go. But reading volume 1 always gives me so much nostalgia. I want to say I was in my freshman year when I started reading these. And I don't know, the story is just so like heartwarming, like seeing Nick and Charlie start to fall for each other. But it also makes me like so sad when Nick is like struggling with his identity and he like doesn't know how to feel because it's the first time that he's ever had feelings for a boy. And then the ending where it leaves us off on a cliffhanger where Nick kind of like abandoned Charlie at the party and Charlie's like super upset about it. Like every time I read that, I'm so quick to pick up the second book because it just makes me so sad and I don't want to stay feeling that sad. But overall, I love Heartstopper so much, and I'm excited to read through the rest of these and then also get into the 6th volume when it comes out. It's day 3, and I'm already kind of feeling proud of myself for my consistency, which I know is a little bit ridiculous because it's only been 3 days. But I've been reading more than I have in the past, like 6 months, in the past 2 days. So I'm feeling good about it. I finished volume 2 yesterday. And I don't know, every time I read Heartstopper, it just makes me so like emotional. It gives me like warm fuzzies inside because at the end of volume 2 is when Nick comes out to his mom, and I don't know, it's just so heartwarming how she accepts him. But today I'm going to be starting volume 3, and I've been on track finishing like basically one volume every single day. So hopefully I'll get through this today and be able to start volume 4 tomorrow and then have volume 5 for Friday, the 5th day. So that would be perfect to end the vlog by rounding out the entire series. Today is day 5, and I actually didn't record an intro for day 4, and that's just because I woke up late and then I had plans in the afternoon, so I didn't really have time to film both an intro and the actual reading portion. But before I started reading on day 4, I was about halfway through, a little bit more than halfway through volume 3 of Heartstopper. And then I read and got a little less than halfway through volume 4. So today being day 5, I was hoping to get through the 5th volume, but I don't really think I would be able to do that if I was only reading for 30 minutes today. And I don't think that my reading pace has slowed down because I was able to finish the first volume and I think the second volume both in 30 minutes each. But I just really think that as the story progresses, it gets a lot more intense. Because the first couple volumes are really just Nick and Charlie falling in love, and it's kind of a bunch of fluffy stuff. But as it goes on, you get into more of the heavier topics, like Charlie's mental health and eating disorder. And I think as it gets into those heavier topics and they're having some issues with their relationship or things aren't going super smoothly, there's a lot more dialogue and text in the book. So I think that's just what's making me slow down a little bit because I have to read more text. So I do plan on extending my session for today. I'm going to read for 45 minutes instead of 30. And then also, if I don't finish it during this reading session, I'll probably just read whatever's left tonight before I go to bed, but I probably won't vlog that just because I want to be able to start the next vlog in day 6 on a clean slate and start something new.